Alrighty, let's see if we're working. We look like we're working to me with a little bit of wiggle woggle. There we go. Alright, nice. Well, man, I've been working almost constantly on cowboys, little animal cowboys, like these lovely gents right here. Ba, 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 ba. Little raccoon with a gat. Alright, we got ourselves kind of Native American squirrel, a coyote with a bow, a badger in a little hat with an axe. Right, pretty fun stuff. All kinds of other ones too, right, that I've shown off before. We got our fox lady. We got our fox gunslinger there. There's a weasel lady with a rifle, a badger about to blow some shit up. So I've been working really hard on the cowboy stuff because I've just been really super enjoying it. Like, it's just really captured my imagination. You know, we've done pretty much every stage of this building, for example, on stream, from putting it together to basing it to basically everything except for painting the furniture. It's been on stream, which is pretty cool. You know, we're getting pretty close to playing our first cowboy game. Once I get the rest of the train, I think we're good. But I wanted to show these guys off a little bit today. One, because I hadn't actually shown off any completed models besides Mr. Fox on the channel. And two, some of these actually aren't made with the cowboy models. So, I'm going to take these guys off the stream here. I'm going to show you these guys again. This guy's not actually a cowboy. This guy is from the Ghost Archipelago, something like that, crewmen box, which is this sprue right here. Now, you get, how many of these do you get? Shit, you get 4 of these sprues in the box. I think I paid something like $25 for it from Amazon. And so that makes it like $1.10 a model, which is really dope. And you get all these kind of pirate-esque options. So things like a pole hook and big boarding axe with feathers on it. There's a little crossbow. There's that big bow I have. There's some scimitars, some regular swords and stuff. And these probably don't immediately jump out at you as cowboy things, but during this period, the time shortly after like cowboy times, there was a whole ton of immigration, right? So you would see a lot of kind of more native dress in addition to the cowboy dress. You know, people coming in to work on like the railroads or to be miners, all kinds of stuff. So I thought that these guys added a little more kind of, I don't know, like immigrant-y kind of flair, right? Like, I see these big pants here, like on this badger, right, and the big bulgy shirt, and I'm just immediately reminded of like Five Old Goes West, right, where he's got his big like Eastern European garb on the whole time. So it kind of spoke to me, right? Like, maybe these guys are like immigrant animals and kind of more native kind of clothes or ethnic kind of clothes. So I thought that was kind of cool and a fun use for some of the cowboy bits, right? Like this cowboy pistol here, that's from the cowboy sprue. That hat there I clipped off on the badger. That clipped off one of the cowboy heads, that kind of stuff. All right, so I thought it was kind of a fun use for these sort of things, and would give some of the characters like a different kind of look, you know, instead of just being like, yeehaw, I just walked out of a Western, right? Maybe they're more like, you know, these are like miners or people coming in to work on the railroad, that kind of stuff. So I thought that was pretty darn sweet. And like I said, you get 4 of these in the box. I already threw the box away, unfortunately, but really fun stuff. Really, really fun stuff. Cannot recommend any of these North Star models enough. Like, just flat out, I can't recommend them enough. They're all fantastic. You get so many dudes. They go together really well. They're really good size. I actually really like the smaller size, like the 28 millimeter guys versus the big, like 32 or 40 like you get on, like, with like GW. I feel like this is a really nice size because then you can put them with vehicles and it just makes a lot more sense. But yeah, really cool stuff. Lots of cool, neat options on here. You can make some kind of sort of like more immigrant-y kind of dudes that go with your cowboys. All right. Other stuff I have to unbox today includes this silly thing, but we're gonna wait to open this till after Clash of Steel. But it's a weird kind of silly fun thing. But we'll get to the big main thing, which is this Clash of Steel box. I've been wanting to open this for like a week now. I picked it up last weekend and it's been sitting here and driving me bonkers. I've been really wanting to open it up. So I'm going to get this wrap off of it because it's really catching the light really bad. So I want you guys to be able to see the box. I can explain what this is. Alright. So, this is a game from Gale Force 9 using the Flames of War models, which means lots of little cool tanks. And these little tanks are super cool. So I can grab some of my ones I've been doing it for Flames of War. Right, so here's a German Panther. Boom. It's got the commander in the top, who's removable with a magnet. But they're super cool, just tons of nice little detail, right? They take weathering really good. It looks really cool. They got all kinds of little bits of stowage on there. Here's one of the Shermans. Don't ask me what kind of Sherman it is. This is the one with the bigger gun, that's all I know. What number it is, I don't know. Because there's like 15 different types of Shermans. But they're super fun, these cool little tank dudes. So this is an entire game of little tanks. So unfortunately there's no troops in this one. But it does include tons of little tanks that really never saw war. So lots of kind of what if kind of vehicles, like what if the war had continued for a couple more years and all these kind of vehicles came out, just came out kind of to battle each other. So there's a lot of like weird, like look at that weird thing, right? Like it looks like the freaking Rhino from Halo, you know? And this is some kind of weird Russian tank. But this is kind of I mean, this one's got 4 treads. Holy shit, I didn't realize that. That's crazy. But this is kind of a history what if game. Like, what if World War II kept going and the Soviets became aggressive and started attacking the Allies? What if the Nazis didn't collapse? That kind of thing. So there's 2 starter boxes for this. This is the American versus Soviet one. And inside this thing, we get... oh my god, so many tanks. We get, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7 American tanks, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 Soviet tanks. Holy bejesus, that's a lot of tanks. I guess I could have just looked down here too, huh? So this box is about $70 and you're getting that many tanks out of it, which is really, really cool. I mean, each tank really cheap. Plus there's like rules and tactics cards and all that kind of stuff. So in total 21 tanks, including all these weird ones that like never actually went to war, which is really cool. So let's crack this sucker open. Bum, bum, bum. That's another giant box filled with plastic. Let's see. What do we got here? We got a Hellcat. So this is a actual American tank that actually saw war. But was really cool because it's kind of like an open top tank. So like the top of the tank here is going to be open, which is really neat. I have a 28mm one of these to build. So it looks like we're going to get 2 Hellcats. Bonk and bonk. And they look the same to me. And then what is this? Ooh. That's a weird one. What are you? You are definitely not a regular World War II tank, I'll tell you that. What the hell are you? It's a T-55. Look at that barrel. Look at that. It's got all these weird like little chunks out of it, like it's a fucking sausage. That's weird. Look at this turret. Such a strange shape. I mean, maybe this tank was a real tank. I don't really know Russian tanks. But it definitely looks like a fucking fantasy tank, I'll tell you what. That's cool. So this is definitely a Russian tank. And it looks like we get... it's got to be a real tank, because they give us a lot of those. Jesus. It is in a slightly different color, which is a little weird. Usually the Russian stuff's kind of a darker green. Alright, so we get 4, 5, 6 of these Mama Jamas. Damn! That's a lot of tanks. And then we get this thing. So this is the big Rhino one that's got the 4 lines of treads on it. Look at that. That is cool. Just crushing its way through the battlefield. Man, that's really cool. What is this thing called? This is a T-28. Oh, is this a Russian one too? I thought this was the American one with the 4 treads. Because the T's are usually the like Russian name, so maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, that's really cool. Alright, so we got a T-28 there. And looks like we got another one of those T-28s. So we got 2 of those really cool big double tread ones. And then we have, what is this? IS-3. Okay, so maybe that weird shaped turret's not as strange of a thing as I thought for Russia. I've never built any of the Russian tanks, but maybe that's a much more normal thing. This kind of like donut shaped turret, maybe. Well, that's cool. It's just a nice little boxy tank with a weird donut turret on top. And it looks like we get 3 of those. And then let's see what we got over here. Okay, so this is like a parts sprue. They do this every now and then. This is a sprue filled with additional pieces. So stuff like stowage. Maybe it makes a like generic tank body, tank lower body. So that's what these are. I don't know which ones these go to. I'm hoping the instructions will tell me. Yeah, they'll have to tell me. But that is in the Russian color, so I'm assuming those are for the Russian tanks. And it looks like we get 5 of those. 5 of those. And then... what the fuck is that? Look at this weird ass sprue. This is a T-29. How big this tank is. That's a wide tank. Look at the really long turret. And all the like vents and stuff on the back. This has got to be the one that is not a real tank. Yeah, there's no way. This is weird. Let's see, we get 3 of those. Okay. Oh man, we keep going. Oh, there's more tanks. Oh my god, there's more tanks. Hi, Pupper. What are you doing, buddy? You coming in to visit? My dog is coming in to say hi. Alright, so this is, I'm guessing, the top for one of these. So I'm guessing this is the top and bottom for this tank. This is a... Doesn't say. Yeah, this one doesn't say. So, yeah, we get 5 of those to go with the 5 bottoms. 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 tops to go with 5 bottoms. You can see my loaf of a dog coming to say hi. All right, what do we got here? We got some different turret bits. It's kind of neat. This looks like a more American style turret, and that looks like a more Russian style turret, I guess. This is the T-54 and T-44. Okay. And we get 5 of those as well. Okay. So some of these sprues are kind of confusing, I'm not going to lie. So we got 5 bottoms here. We've got 5 tops here. This is just turrets and barrels. This one's a full tank, these ones are. These ones are also a full tank. Also a full tank. Also a full tank. And also a full tank. Interesting. So I don't know what these go to. Now, thankfully, even if the sprues are a little confusing for a noob like me, they have really nice how to assemble guides on the website that tells you like what to use and which bits mean what and stuff like that. It's really nice. So, all right, now let's check this box out. We got some red and some blue dice. So I'm assuming this is like meant to be Russian and American. And then we've got I didn't know there was dudes that came with this. We got some dudes. Everybody loves dudes. Well, not everybody. Some people don't like dudes. But, you know, there's people who are also valid. But I like dudes. So, let's see. We got... Alright, we got some little... I don't know what these are. I mean, they're obviously tank commanders. I think they're Russian, because I think this guy is like a commissar. So I think these are Russian. Also looking at the headgear, it does not look like the American headgear. So I think these guys are Russian. And then I'm assuming these ones are American. Yeah, these ones are a lot more American. See, there's actually a guy wearing a helmet. And there's a guy with some, like, looks like he's going to be holding a gun or something there. Yeah, these ones look a lot more American, so. Looks like we get a little sprue for the Americans and a little sprue for the Russians. This is pretty darn cool. So that's 10 Americans and 12 Russians. And we get... I don't know. I don't know what this is. They're little pegs or something. Oh, and we get some water slide decals here. Little stars of white and little stars of red for the Russians, and little Nazi crosses too. So let's see. Operation Unthinkable. And there's a little code on the back that I will use. There's a little, looks like a little competition where you can put the code in and maybe you win something, which is pretty cool. Alright, let's look at the cardboard that comes with us. So this should be the rules and all that kind of stuff. honestly, if you value the rolls and stuff, even at like $0, this is an amazing value box if you want all these tanks. Now I think the like weird tanks, they don't have Flames of War rolls. So like the one with the big double treads and stuff, the like what if tanks, they don't have Flames of War rolls. But all the other tanks in here do. Alright. You've got the core rolls there. This opens weird, okay. Ending step, shooting. Pum 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 pum. I've been told this is very similar to bolt action, but very... not bolt action. Very similar to Flames of War. But a little more simplified. Which I find highly appealing. Alright. And there's how you move. Okay. Makes sense. Alright, nothing too crazy. Nice little pamphlet there about it. Oh, and then we get the big boy rulebook too with it. Holy shit. Some nice looking tanks there. Yeah, they're cool. Alright, movement. Looks like it's the same stuff from the core roll pamphlet. And then how to set up. Alright, how to assemble a force. That's a cool tank, whatever that is. There's the Panther. You got a Yag Panther there. Whatever that is cool. And it walks through. Oh, I guess that's the new fantasy tank. Yeah, that one's really neat looking. It walks through what goes into them. How to set up terrain. How to move your tanks all around. Boom, 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 boom. Have them blow the shit out of each other. What happens when your guys get knocked out of the tank. Okay, it's pretty cool. Alright, so this is just kind of like the expanded rolls. Which is pretty cool. There's a really nice index in the back there, which is pretty sweet. Oh! And then we have the American forces of Clash of Steel, talking about how Russia's evil, news at 11. And then we got stats for our tanks, it looks like. It looks like the T-29 is actually an American one. Okay, with the T in there, I expect it to be Russian. .26 Pershing. Super Pershing. Easy 8. It's what's it called? Oh, the Chaffee's cool. Look at that. It's a cute little tank. I love it. And the Jackson, also a neat looking tank. The Hellcat. We got some of those in here. They're cool. Yeah, and there's all the American tanks available to you. Oh, and a nice quick reference sheet. That's really nice. Does the Russian one have that too? It does. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so if you were to just pick this up to play with like you and a friend, you could be like, oh, I have my book with my rolls and you have your book with your Russian rolls, because obviously you pick the Americans because they're cooler. Joking, not joking. But yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Yep, Russia took over Poland. I like how little of Germany is left. Like, they just fucked. That's great. Oh. Alright, and we get some of our Russian tanks. So the IS-3 there. We got the IS-2, the T-44, the T-54, ISU-130. That is a fucking ugly tank. I kind of like it, but man, it's fucking ugly. The ISU-122 and the T-34. The Su-100, that's a neat one. I like that. It's got a cool low profile. And then we got everything there that the Russians can take. We got all our rules. And then the other box is British versus German. I was super honest. I was more interested in the British versus German box, but they didn't have it. And I basically knew I would end up picking up both of them anyway, so I grabbed this one when I could. Plus, the American tanks are really cool. The Russian tanks are cool too. I'm just less interested in the Russian tanks. Alright, we got some instructions here for the Hellcat. Okay. And again, these, if you go to the Flames of War website, because these are the Flames of War tank, you'll have nice, more full instructions for all of these there. Alright, and then this is for that big boy, the T-28, the Forerunner thing. And then T-29s and T-30s. Oh, and it's nice. Look, it tells you what options do what. Yeah, that's really nice. Alright, and then we have stuff for the IS-3. T-44 and T-51A, or T-451-1. Alright, we've got a bunch of options there. This makes the ISU 122, 130, 152. Okay. So if we take these instructions real quick, because I'm a little confused by the runners, so let's look at the runners together real quick and try to make a little bit of sense of it. As someone that doesn't know Russian tanks at all, I'm just a little confused by them. Alright, so this is the IS-3, which is not going to be an American tank. It's going to be these guys here. Alright, so it looks like pretty much everything we need is on that sprue. Nas Badanya, comrade. Alright, and then we get to the T-44 and T-54, which I think are these. No, this is the T-55. Okay. Oh, does this turret go with this one? It does. Okay. So this is the turrets that go with this. Alright, so that makes sense. So you're actually going to be able to build T-44s, T-54s, and T-55s. Interesting. Okay. And you get how many of these? 3, 6. Okay. Now you'll probably want certain numbers for platoons, but I'm probably going to build 2 of each, to be honest, just because I think that's cool. So I'll probably do that. Alright, and then these guys go with these sprues. Boom. Alright, now, alright, made sense. So this is an addition to the T-55 sprue, this sprue is. So, cool. And the American ones, they just all go together. Right, they all just, like, that's an American tank. This is an American tank. This is an American tank. They're all kind of just self-contained. They don't have any, like, extra optional sprues. Alright, cool. That makes a lot of sense. Now that we looked at it. What do we got here? We still got stuff in this box. Oh. We've got A set of very thick cardboard. Those are cool tokens. This is really thick cardboard. So we got objectives, markers for the unit leader if a unit's destroyed. Don't pop you up. Go back in. Thank you. And then it looks like we have a point dial here, right? Which is going to explain what these are for. These are going to go into the points dials, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's actually put one of those together because they look neat. Let's do that real quick. So just to show you how thick this cardboard is, look at that shit. That's really thick. All right, let's put one of these together. I'm gonna pop this middle out, and then I'm gonna grab a paintbrush. I'm gonna pop the middle on this one out, and the middle on that one out, and I'm gonna pull up some of these pegs here. Thank you. Go away. As I punch something to the floor. Good job. Alright, then we're going to go, that guy goes in there, this guy goes in here, and then we're going to say you are A, and then the dial clicks in like that, and you are B, the dial clicks in like that. Oh, that's swanky as hell. Look at that. Is there a 0 on this one? There is. That's really cool. It's like a dumb like addition thing, right? Like this really doesn't need to be like on the runner, right? That's really nice that that's included. That makes a really cool like really kind of like nice like additional kind of swag product there. That's really cool, and that works really well too. Yeah, that's super dope. Let's build the other one. They're really cool. I'm going to be super honest. I'm probably going to use those for all kinds of different games. I will probably end up using these for other games before they get used for Clash of Steel, to be honest, because they're just actually a nice little kind of swanky addition. Yeah, it's weird, like, the things like this, right? Like, a lot of games don't do these kind of, like, nice little, just, like, you don't have to have this to play. It's kind of, like, just a nice have. A lot of games don't really do this kind of junk anymore. And it's a real shame, because they just make the product feel, I don't know, like, fancy, I guess, right? They make it feel like, oh, that's a neat little additional thing, right? And it's good. Oh, man, we got a little box insert thing here. All right, let's see. We got some cards. I think these are for our units. All right, nice, thick, heavy cards here for a whole bunch of tanks. So we got Salt Pershing, T-28, T-29, T-30, another Pershing, Super Pershing, Easy 8, Jumbo, Hellcat, Chaffee. And if you notice, this is not everything that's in the box. This is everything that was in the book. So we've got cards for every type of American tank here that this game can have. At least according to that book that was packed in. Like maybe they can take other tanks or something, but according to the book, this is a card for everything from the book, which is really cool. So same thing for the Russians. Right, we got all the tanks from the book again. So super cool that they're all there. This is what the back of them looks like. I think this is like special rules and stuff. Not being like mega familiar with the game, I can't tell you 100%, but I think that's what all that is. You know what? I'm gonna put this. Can I put this back in the little plastic thing? They don't get all jumbled up. Oh yeah, nice. All right. And then what do we have here? We've got mission setup maps. Oh, okay. These are like a whole self-contained mission. Interesting. Okay. And then on this side we have our deployment map. Yeah, and each one has, like, I think bespoke instructions. Let me just say. Alright, so the instructions for setting up on the map are the same. But we've got different maps here, it looks like. And some of the deployments are a little bit different, so it's cool. Alright, these are a little flimsy compared to the really niceness of the unit cards. But you're probably going to be handling these a lot less. You're probably going to use it in the beginning of the map and then basically forget this card exists. So I don't think that's necessarily terrible, but these are much nicer cards. Ooh, enemy plans. The end of the game, the player that holds this objective gains 5 additional victory points. Oh, okay, so these are like little bespoke, like secondary objectives, is what these are. At the end of the game, the player that holds this objective gains additional. Any movement with an 8 centimeters objective is difficult terrain. Ooh, so they can actually modify what you're doing too. Tanks are concealed within blank of this objective. That's cool. All right, so these I guess attach to the objectives and have some kind of special effect on the game around that objective they're in play by. That's pretty cool. That's a neat way to modify the gameplay there. And we got some mission rules. Game length 6 rounds. Game length 7 rounds, and special rules on that one. 8 rounds, 7 rounds, deployed reserves, ambush. Alright, so I guess what you could do, like randomly generate a mission, I guess you could draw one of these and one of these. And it would randomly generate you a mission, which is pretty cool. And then what is this? I think this is the player cards that you get to use to do stuff. Use before your opponent rolls to hit. Give one of your units +1 to the score to hit it for the duration of this turn. Okay. Alright, so all kinds of stuff that modifies the combat here. Where you roll an armor save, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm assuming you're going to get like a set number of these every round. They're basically like your command abilities. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Nice bits of cardboard, right? Obviously, like I said, I was just like, I want more little tanks because little tanks are fun to paint. So that's kind of why I got the box. But the game itself doesn't look too bad. It looks like there's some cool stuff with the tactics cards, and these are super swag. Yeah, that's pretty cool. These tokens are fantastic. Whoever did this token sheet, both from an appearance wise and from like how thick and like nice and embossed these tokens are, they did a really good job. The person that designed these tokens, they need a raise, straight up. Oh. But yeah, so that's all the cardboard in the box. And then, just to put everything on camera so you guys can see it, everything that fit in that box that there's no way in goddamn hell I'm going to be able to get it to fit again. That's everything from the box. There is no way that's all going back in that box. But yeah, that's really cool. You get so many tanks. Like it's crazy. And the game stuff looks good too, but if you bought it primarily for the tanks like I did, I mean, I think you're going to be in a good way either way, to be honest. I look forward to getting the other starter set so we can check out the British stuff, because I actually don't have any British tanks right now, so that will be pretty cool. And that one will also have the Nazi stuff in it, so we check that out too. But yeah, so that's almost everything. I've got one silly little bit of unboxing left, which is one of these blind box things. It's a Shiba Inu, who's also a cabbage. I do like these dumb kind of blind box things. I almost never buy them. Just because I feel like they do tend to be a little expensive for what you get. But I went over to one of the local hobby shops because they had changed locations. So if anyone's out here in Hawaii, Dragon's Lair has moved from Mililani Mauka to Mililani Town. Basically, as soon as I moved from that side of Mililani Town, they moved in across the street. I would have been within like 2 minutes of walking distance from them. If they had moved a little bit earlier, but oh well. So I went over there just to check the store out, right? And take some pictures and stuff for the local Discord here. And I wanted to pick something up. So I grabbed this because I wasn't really feeling any of the miniatures or anything they had. Just because, I don't know. I don't normally buy these, right? Like, I'll buy like 1 or 2 a year. So it was like YOLO, right? So, obviously we're hoping for the cabbage Shiba Inu because that's funny. But it also looks like we can get some kind of chili pepper bird, bok choy bird, like mushroom penguin, something that's hidden. Or we could get a carrot crab. It's a carrot. Oh my god. A tomato donkey, a broccoli saurus, and this one also looks like bok choy, but they couldn't have done 2 as bok choy. Maybe one of these is like maybe this one's like Napa cabbage and this one's bok choy. Yeah, that's what it's got to be. This one's got to be like a Napa cabbage. That one's got to be bok choy. I think they're all super cute designs. I think the ones I really don't want, I don't think I want the bird, and I don't want the broccoli saur. But yeah, let's crack it open and see what we get. That's just a silly extra thing for going out and supporting the comic shop today. I figured why not, and open it up on stream. Oh, it's in a bag. Look at this shit. Oh. I guess to make them all way similar, they put a bunch of silica in the bottom of it. I'm assuming I got the donkey. Yeah, we got the donkey. We got the donkey. He is... I don't know why he has gems, but he is a tomato. Little tomato donkey. At least I think he's supposed to be a tomato. Tomatoes don't normally have those. Maybe you're not supposed to be a tomato. What the fuck are you then? Are you like a pomegranate? I bet he's a pomegranate because I bet these are the pomegranate fruits. Okay, I bet that's what he is. But he's got what appears to be a little coaster to stand on. So, not a bad one. And just a silly thing to pick up to support the local store because I wanted to buy something when I went in because I don't go in there that often. So, yeah. So that's everything for my unboxings. Next week I'll be back and hopefully I'll have enough stuff done to play Dead Man's Hand. Looking forward to that a lot, which is pretty cool. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching me pull out tons and tons and tons of plastic tanks and talk about my little cowboy men a bunch. So, Well, I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good one, and keep on keeping on.